Y'all in here yet?
Wait on you say we have host has joined. You let them know when you're here. Yeah.
I don't even see y'all.
Yes, let us in.
How you change your name on here? Can y'all hear me?
The host would like to can you hear me?
I can't hear y'all. Hold on.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
wait.
cool. Yeah, I hung up on the regular.
Can everybody hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ooh,
I can hear you.
we
Mike,
live. So it's
we
recording.
live, baby.
Yeah, it's recording right now.
It's live. All right, there we go.
Everybody good? Everybody can hear, everybody can speak.
I can hear you.
Baby.
How do I sound? Because I don't really know.
Yeah, you sound
It's
good,
doing
sir.
good.
It's this mic.
You got the mic, man. That's the official real deal right there. That's what that is. The real deal.
All right, so let's kick it off like this. This is episode 1 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I am the host, Solomon. We got Israel,
What's good?
and we also got Luke in the building.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
I'm excited, y'all. This is our first podcast, so our first episode of the podcast. So
Yo, it's looking good. You sounding clear how I sound. Everything sound good on my end?
yeah, everything sounds good to me on your end. Yeah.
Good. All right.
So since it's our first one, let us introduce ourselves and tell the people about us. So promote yourself. Our segment, promote yourself. Anybody can go first.
Go ahead, Luke.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get it started. So, of course, my name is Luke, affectionately known as Dr. Luke, but just young man, 28 years old, father. And one of the main reasons I wanted to definitely be a part of this project and see it come to fruition is because I feel like it's something necessary, being able to have a voice, being able to talk about certain topics. So I'm somebody that likes to talk. I'm somebody that likes to communicate. I'm someone that likes to see change through proper communication. So, I'm excited about working it, but that's a little bit about me. Yeah. Passing it on over to you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I like that. Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. So I don't know where to start, but that was a good intro. Known as Israel, First World Prince Israel. I'm an author. I'm a professional truck driver, and feel like this podcast is good. Is a good outlet to get conversations started, to get questions and answers and talk about the things that need to be talked about that people ain't talking about, or things of that nature. And it's a good place to start so we can get some answers on questions that we got, you know? And let's say, yeah, that's it. That's it for now. That's all I got for right now.
Cool.
Okay.
Pass it on over.
Well, thank you. Don't mind if I do. um, I am Cornelius Solomon Walker. I am an author. I am a publisher. Um, Overall, sometimes the shit started. I mean, I'm gonna just get it. I'm gonna be real honest about it. But all in all, I feel like we need to have a platform to be able to communicate and share our voice to the community. We have to add to the conversation. Um, all three of us are from our own spiritual background, which is the Coptic faith, after the order of Melchizedek,
Right.
where we all come from Chicago, but at the moment I am in Atlanta, Georgia. But I feel like a healthy conversation should be had about everything: politics, spirituality, religion, education, health, everything. And we should definitely, this the whole purpose of this podcast, for us to share our thoughts and our opinions and drop some jewels and some facts. And sometimes, something might come up where we gonna have to go in, have to body bag some stuff.
Body bag in season.
Body bag in season. So let's get started with the first topic. I don't know if we have any really, we just gonna free flow this. Like I say, this is the first episode, but I wanted to kind of guide us to something first, and then we can just go in from there. So from what is the latest or the most current event that has just happened? This is Monday, May 13th or 12th?
It's the 13th. You had it right.
Yeah. So yesterday was Sunday, May 12th, which was Mother's Day. Um, Anybody want to share anything, their thoughts about Mother's Day, their mom, or anything like that?
Well, I can get it started. Mother's Day was pretty cool. I mean, as you all know, I'm one of the, well, for the people viewing, you may not know, but like Solomon said, we're a part of the Coptic nation, so I'm kind of in the main gist of where a lot of the people are, and some of the temples did have a service, so it was nice. We're the type of people to where we value our family, we value time spent with our family. That's how we were raised. That's how we were able to come together and begin to know each other, even if we wasn't from the same family. So it was still represented. It was beautiful yesterday. I'm appreciative of my mother. My mother always encouraged me to walk the life that I live and to be a part of the way of life of where I come from. So if it's anything I have to say about her, I appreciate that, because that gave me a solid foundation to live on. And now I have two daughters, so I have to keep them in the same way in order to more solidify their existence. And that's a little harder to do when you're dealing with Mother's Day as a father, because you have to put them in situations to where they can still value the day, So I think it was beautiful. I was able to take them with me. And like I say, I'm kind of boots on the ground right now. My brothers are out traveling and they gathering knowledge and resources right now. So they out in the wilderness, as they would say. But as far as the vibe of everything yesterday, Mother's Day was beautiful. It was nice. I'm passing it to y'all.
Well, for me, my mom passed back in a week before Mother's Day back in 2019. But I always continue to remember some of the life lessons that she taught me. One of those things is, she always used to tell me, "Hey, CJ, I can't do something for you that you ain't going to be willing to try to do for yourself." And that's one of the things that keep me motivated um, to continue to grow and continue to change. My mom was real hard on me, but it was all because of tough love and how she felt about me. So I'm gonna say happy Mother's Day to those people and make sure that you cherish your mom while she's still here, because those memories are what you're gonna hold on to when your mom is transitions to the next realm. But at the same time, there's no sadness. There's always going to be respect and honor when it comes to my mom. So yeah, yesterday I pretty much chilled out. I had to go to work last night, so that was really it.
Had to get to the money.
Yeah, I had to get to the money. So um that was my Mother's Day yesterday. What about you, Israel?
That's what's up. I'm grateful for my mom. I love my mama. I could say growing up, I was her baddest child, you know, and the badness has waned off of me. But she's always been my biggest supporter, and it's always been fun from her supporting me from elementary, or at least yeah, I say throughout life and everything. She ain't never tell me what I couldn't do, but whatever we wanted to do, oh excuse me, she was for it. So she would be there for us when we was playing basketball and stuff, and then when I would be up in chess tournaments and things of that nature, she'd be there to take me and pick me up, and yeah, it was all good and fun. Um, I ain't get a chance to spend time with her this year. But when I was up there a couple of weeks ago, I was able to see her. My grandma, my sister recently had a baby. So I got a lot of mothers in my family now, sisters that are mothers, and cousins and all of that good stuff. And my mama really set an example. Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
she's been having fun being a grandma. So I gotta say that.
So how important, like, would y'all say it is to have that support from a mother? Like, for those that's listening that might have lost their mom or not, didn't grow up with a mom, what would you say would be like the importance of having that support from a mother?
I would say it's critically important. It's a part of the nuclear structure of the family, and I couldn't say anything more than blessed to have a chance to know your mom, Solomon, and also am blessed to know Israel mom, and I can always know that there is a unity that comes with the structure of the household. And I kind of see that within all three of our mothers. And I think that just comes from a solid foundation. Whatever the expectation of the household is, whatever that's set, the mother becomes the reinforcer of that. And I know that's what it was for me. My mom had to kind of do things on her own a lot. My parents stayed divorced when I was young. So I was in a situation to where I had to understand, but I did watch my mother and how she reacted with her spouse. And I did get a chance to see these things. And I think it does play a very big part into mothers and just appreciating them because they are the example of the reinforcement of whatever the expectation is for the household, for the family, for the children. And, that's what mine has always been for me. So, yeah.
What about you, Israel?
Repeat the question for me one more time.
The question was, explain the importance of that support that you were talking about. like how important that support would be that comes from the mom. Like people that may not understand that maybe they didn't grow up with their mom, or maybe they didn't their mom might have transitioned. Like just explain or uh give your explanation of how the importance of the support from your mother would be. Oh, did I lose him?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Nah,
we can hear you.
we can't see you though.
Yeah, I got a call coming through. Hold up. Trying to
Okay.
let that go through while
I'm glad you
all
reminded
right,
me.
there we go.
Wait, what happened?
Right. All right, hold on. Let me let that go through. All right, so I think it's extremely important because having a mom that's supportive is like your ultimate cheerleader. You know, she's gonna be the one that can tell you go or go. You know, she's gonna be like your backbone, or your support system to it, and that's important because that's kind of gonna set the tone for you growing up.
Yeah.
If you got somebody saying, "Yeah, go ahead, go for it," versus, "Oh, you can't do this," with a negative mindset, then it's gonna be like you gonna be doubting yourself because you ain't never had nobody to cheer you on to at least go try it out. And if that don't work, I'm like, all right, well, try something else.
Right.
But if you don't have that, then you kind of gonna be stuck in a kind of like a shell type mode where you're afraid to try new things, or you scared of what other people gonna say, or just not having a sport.
Okay.
I agree.
I agree with that as well. Mother is the first teacher.
Future. Absolutely.
She's the first teacher before you get to other teachers if you go through the school system or anything like that. Even when it comes to homeschooling, how the mother is very important when it comes to her support. Like that's where you get your first knowledge of things from when it comes to nurturing and self-awareness um of like what your structure should be. A lot of babies, they do say dad sometimes first, but
Mhm.
when they get to mama, it's mama all the time. Like if you ask all of the women around us, that's what they say. That the babies is always saying mama. I don't have any children. I know, Luke, you have 2 daughters, so you can speak to this yourself for being a father, um but the mother today is the mother is the first teacher when it comes to identity of that child. In psychology, they talk about um in the development of the child, there are certain things such as touch. And when it comes to touch, a lot of the babies are looking to bond with that touch with their mother.
True.
Yeah, they say it's a very vital portion. They say it's a bonding thing, even when you're dealing with any type of mammal most of the time. That's one of those aspects that's very important because it has to be recognized, and the child is looking for all senses, which is usually touch. So I definitely agree. As they would say, the universe, it know what it's doing. It everything is set up to where there's an interesting portion to what you need. And it was interesting. One of the elect empresses said yesterday, even with the mothers, they're given everything that they're needed in order to nourish us.
Mm-hmm.
And that nourishing is the first part of everything, because before you can teach them anything, you got to keep them alive. You have to keep them able to deal with the elements of the environment. And usually in the beginning, the child is under the mother for that reason. So, I would have to agree. Nature tell you it all. Nature tells us everything, and everything is I always had this aligning with, like I said earlier, the nuclear family. There is a beauty within that harmony of three. So you begin to appreciate it because you see it in all elements of life, and it lets you know it is very real. Because it don't have to be a human. It could be really just about anything that, procreates, it takes two to then create a third, and then it just keeps going on and on and on. So, I can say that I got children, and it's a satisfying feeling because now I feel like I'm done, and I feel like I've given my portion to the universe back that was given to me with double portion, as they say. So, yeah, but I can agree with that.
You done?
I
don't
thought you
know,
stopped once you get both genders. You get a boy and a
Right.
girl.
You got to
You
get
ain't
both
got a
genders
boy
first.
yet. You got to keep going till you get a boy. Yeah.
It's a reason why I do work hard. I'm trying to see if the universe find me worthy, but that financially it got to make sense. I mean,
Facts.
it got to make sense because even with taking care of the mother, or like my daughter's mother, there is a harmony within the way that we work. So I'm blessed to be able to have that. And I think that also plays a part into the child development because the first two people they see work together, the first CEOs that they see are their parents.
Yes.
Those are the first real business partners. Those are the first ones that handle the storms, and how they react with one another plays a big part. So for me, I always question if I'm able to handle that, again, or to handle two different entities like that in that type of business situation. So right now I say I'm okay because one gives me enough hairs that I turn into. But yeah. So it's, these are things I think about. I never thought about this before having children, and now having girls, they gonna one day be moms. They gonna one day be young ladies. So I always try to keep that in mind. But I don't know, brothers. I might have to leave that up to y'all. I might have to.
Well, I need at least about 11 of them. Give me a football team. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, man. You should have started like 5 years ago if you need 11, man.
Nah, hey, look, time is an illusion, okay, my brother.
This man. Wow.
I mean, shoot, children ain't no joke, y'all, man. But it's a beautiful thing. I mean, and even the transition to what we was talking about with mothers, y'all look at like everything that's going on now, especially like with our people. Our background comes from, of course, melanated people that kind of had a higher sense of business than a lot, and we kind of got a ability to see what's going on. The market is changing. It's election year. It's a lot of stuff going on. But I've always tried to look at the glass as half full. Where there's chaos, there's opportunity. There's a lot of ways that we can make things happen. So, I mean, you got to have money to take care of them. You got to have money to do what you need to do. So,
Okay,
I mean, what would? Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Because I was gonna ask the question, but I didn't know if you was finna take us to another segment.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, how do you all feel about the economic states? As far as what's going on right now, as far as taking care of people or taking care of family, or how does that play a part into you two, you and Israel's decision making on things, as far as a family, when to begin to start having children and all these things? How does that kind of play a part into you all's decision making?
Go ahead, Israel.
Man, I don't know. For me, I'm a pretty picky guy, and then it's like when it come down to the woman, I gotta be mentality and personality. And I guess I ain't been found worthy enough, or to have one to bear my seed. So yeah, at this point in age, if you got a family, I feel like you're a different kind of rich because you're able to afford extra people. At my point, I'm like, man, it's hard to it seemed like it's hard to fend for myself sometimes. Then trying to figure out other people and come into play in the mix. It's like working for myself. Or being by myself, I gotta work twice as hard. And then it's like I'm thinking having some other people to depend on me. It's like I really gotta work. I gotta work. I mean, myself in general, I'm a fan of a two-income household. I mean, granted, it's gonna be times where if one fall, the other should hold up until then, but more income is better than one income in my perspective. Even if they working a little bit, cool. That's a little bit more that I ain't gotta work hard, but it's a little bit more that we can have, you know.
So what would you tell a young man right now that's like you know what I'm saying? They maybe are going back and forth between, should I make this girl my main? Should I try to settle down? Or like me personally, I feel it's a grinding time when we young to lay a foundation so we can be better. And I learned this from having children so young. It's harder when you trying to do both. But it's not to make an excuse, but what would you tell somebody that's really thinking about that maybe don't really understand, or don't know how to make that decision when it come to making a choice to start a family or maybe even to seriously get involved with a young lady, something like that.
Hmm. That's for me or for
That's for you. That was a
It
direct
don't,
okay.
question.
it
I
don't
say,
matter.
I mean, if you find one, when y'all locked in, just have that conversation like, yo, what's the rest for what's the rest for forever? We locked in. I'll be like, at this age, then we go to the next level or whatever. But some women, they want stuff, they got their timelines. And granted, we might be on different timelines. You could be with a girl early and she want to be married and have children and a house by 30, but you like, 30, I want to propose, and then we could do the house after that and all of that other stuff. But
Yeah.
find one where you had a conversation, be like, yo, we locked in. I'm gonna get in on the money, but we together. We together. It's us. You know, and then come up with that plan. You come up with a plan specifically. Then she know what's up. You know what's up, and then go from there. Stick to the plan. If you ain't got a plan, then you're gonna be all over the place. Or you're gonna be all out and she all in. But then by the time you all in, she gonna be all out. So then y'all both, you know, yeah.
Agree.
Well, it seemed like I ain't got no plan because right now I'm just shooting clubs up, pop, pop, da,
This
da, da.
man
You
is
know
wild.
what I'm saying?
He's a wild man.
Oh wow.
Man, this man is something else.
No,
Viral
but
moment.
no,
Viral
but
moment
but for
there.
real,
He's a
no,
dangerous man.
no, in seriousness though,
Oh,
in all seriousness, I was talking to Luke earlier, and I was basically saying like I'm starting at 100K plan. That's where I'm gonna start at
100K, who's playing?
100K plan.
Oh, that's what's up. That's a good way to start.
Like if I'm not reaching 100K consecutively, continuously, year after year, I'm not really ready just yet to have a family. I am. My mindset is as the King Solomon. I want to make sure that I'm able to take care of my house and my family. You know what I'm saying? That they make sure that my wife is able to have her freedom and express herself the way that she wants to be in this world and live in her purpose, as well as I am living in my purpose. So that's why I want to start at. I want to start with the money first. And I actually put a number sign on it where I want to start at. That's not where I want to end at. That's where I want to begin. So I will start there, and then after that, continuously grow and start building after that, and then I can have my football team.
That's
oh man.
what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. He's a football team. I mean, if my income, I only want to say if because I see the potential. I'm they was gonna find out one day or the other, but mentally I'm the same way. I would like a big family. I've always seen a large family for myself, but again, reality hits me different because I have to, and I raise them and I co-parent and all that. So you begin to start seeing numbers lay out easier when the product is actually rolling through the shelves, when it's actually stuff going on. So I'm a little bit more like hesitant now because I'm like, okay, hold on. And then I kind of deal with, for me personally, I deal with that because there is a lack that happens if the father is not increasing financially. And if they stay consistent and keep having children, there's always a lack as the money goes down the chain. There's nothing we can do about it. That's math. Because you're never going to have the same amount if you keep having to feed mouths. If your income stays the same. But your income, it has to grow. Like Solomon was saying, I can understand 100K. And most men don't even make 100K, but you got to kind of have that mentality now because the increase of prices, things are becoming more expensive. Me personally, in my own situation, it makes sense for me to live with my family because financially it makes sense. So you have to find those things that get you closer to your goal, I feel, because, you know, I don't like making excuses. Bread was one time 50 cents, now it's 3 something, 4 something. It might be 10 something, but I'm not trying to be the frog that's just sitting there getting used to everything. You know, it's the environment that's around you. That's what I believe. Your environment can constantly change, but if your mentality is the same, it doesn't matter if bread is $100. We weren't trained to
too much.
Yeah, it's too much. But I always say we're gonna do what we have to do to survive. You know, we understand, I think, even between us three, that we see what's going on. So it increases our urge to do things. It increases our urge to reach a little higher because it's like, okay, you have to. You know, it's as men, it's
you
like
ain't got
that.
no choice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a war out here. I mean, somebody right now is trying to start something or trying to build something that is gonna one day be a competitor and stuff like that. And I like it. I embrace it. But it's real. It's very real. And I'm getting that as I get older. I'm getting that as I get a little wiser that it's very real. And your legacy is set off of what you do, not what you talk about.
Mm.
And I'll be talking. But if you ain't doing, you know.
That's facts. That's facts. We got a 7-minute countdown going on, but gonna come back in and come if we got to come back in, I'll set up another one. So when it comes to the finance section of what's going on, right, of today, we have the inflation going on, and a lot of Americans are trying to figure out what we're gonna do about this, right? So this year, as Luke had said, like we got an election season that's coming up. Who y'all got?
Yeah.
As they say, like in one of those boxing matches, who y'all got?
I'll let Israel.
We need better. What? I'm trying to get this camera right. We need better contestants because at this point it got to be different between instead of just old white men because it's like they should have an age limit from like 45 until like 60, and after that you just cut. And yeah, because 70, 80, you somebody granddaddy and granddaddy got dementia, he can't remember shit and all this other stuff. Like, man, he need to go worry about his grandchildren, 40, 50, 65, and then you retire, go figure something else out. But I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know who's running. I ain't been hip. Between Trump and Biden, that's all I know. I know Biden, he don't need another one. Trump need to go somewhere and sit down. So it's just all bad at this point.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I just checked in on it. So the Trump trial right now, they got a situation going on where someone testified. So he's still going through the trials. Candidacy for him is kind of questionable because one, even if he does beat the trials, this is time he will be running. So it does give his opponent an opportunity. I'm not a big fan of Biden either, just for policy reasons. I understand the old thing, and yes, he is very old. He's definitely not all the way there. But policy reasons is just horrible policies. First policy he put in on the day one. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Y'all are in the South, so you're able to see the influx. Not a lot of people up here do as fast. So there's a lot of things going on. Now, I would prefer someone a little younger. I like Vivek. Vivek to me was a great candidate. He just couldn't get the win. The Trump fan base is too big for Vivek right now. I feel like if it was maybe another 4 or 8 years earlier, because he was kind of in the middle. He was like, he had the same personality of making sure we good first, and then we gonna worry about everybody else. Like we was taught, take care of home first.
Right.
But he was still young. He had like a vibe, to him. He understood. But unfortunately, he just ain't get the popular vote to run as the nominee. So, for me personally, if Trump makes it in, I would put money on Trump. I probably will bet this election, and I'm gonna put money on Trump only because Democrats mad, and when they upset, that would be the party for Biden. Now, if Newsom was running, I wouldn't put money on Trump, but Newsom not. And I thought that's who was going to become the presidential nominee. However, March is not all the way over. So we don't really know if they're going to pull Biden. They might pull him and throw something. Yeah, so throw somebody in there. As y'all can see, I'll be paying attention because I'm trying to make money this year. That's a big money maker. So
what, betting on the election?
Hell yes. Hell yes, it is. Hell yes, it is. It's the books tell you. The books will tell you who's gonna be the winner before the winner before the election does. So, but I'm interested to see what happens. It's gonna be an interesting year, y'all. This is gonna be an interesting year. I do believe it's a black swan year. There's gonna be some coming, probably more in the financial sector though. We spending a lot of money. So
all right, so I'm gonna say, I'm gonna throw out somebody that I didn't even know was even running. My pick is gonna be Donald Trump, but if I had to pick, if it was, I had to force it. But my wild card that I just found out while y'all was talking, Dr. Carnell West.
where was Dr. Carnell West, bro? He running as independent.
Yes, independent.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. Dr. Carnell West is running for president. And people, our listeners who don't know who that is an activist. He is also a philosopher. He is also an author.
See, the independents, they would be good, but it seems like they don't ever win.
They don't. Because, they don't. But he gonna be I'm really trolling, but this is gonna be my dark horse.
Like, it'd be nice if an independent won. If he won, that would open the door for more people to consider independence. Exactly. But they still, the Republican, Democratic, independent be like, yo, this would be nice, but they never win because it would be nice, but it's not going.
That money ain't there.
Yeah.
We talk. That's what I'm saying. It's like, even that's what I said with Vivek. Vivek was just about considered independent, young, vibrant. He had, he agreed with sides on the left and right, very bipartisan. Made a lot of sense, right? Young, intelligent, beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, no bad history. No money's not there. Trump and Biden, they pull money.
30 seconds, Luke. 30 seconds.
Oh, dang, I forgot. All right, go ahead. We'll catch you for the next one. Part 2.
I don't even know how I can sign off real quick, but
you good. I'm
gonna try to go back in. We this is gonna be the first half. We gonna come right back in. This is a commercial break for our viewers.